Hello, my friends. It's Dave Russell talking to you live, somewhat jittery, I can tell here. So I'm going to preface this whole broadcast by saying I am having horrible internet issues. So I'm apologizing in advance for that. I'm usually doing this show live from the SAK Comedy Lab, but right now, today, I'm actually doing it live from not the SAK Comedy Lab. This is just my green screen looking at the SAK background because we have classes going on at SAK. So SAK is sort of open, which is a great thing to know. So we've got classes going on the stage and also one on the third floor at SAK. They're doing social distancing. Everybody's wearing masks. We also have some shows going on at SAK right now. You can see a show at SAK on Fridays and Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. Again, it's social distancing for the audience, the guests, the patrons, the audience, as well as the cast are all masked. So we are doing it social distance and safe, lots of cleaning going on. So if you can get down to SAK, we're kind of minimal operations. So in the meantime, we've decided to get these live streams going again and kind of pair that with some of the shows we have going on. So SAK is open again, but it's a little bit slow right now. Of course, we can't sustain this for forever with the just 2 shows a week, but we'll do what we can and keep this going now. Now, as well, I'm having internet issues at my home as well. So I am connected via the internet right now on my computer, but I'm also connected by phone. So if something strange should happen, we'll just hopefully bring up my phone version of this, and then I will continue on the show from there, and we'll switch back and forth as long as I have issues. There is one person who is magical, who is helping make all this stuff work. His name is John Valinas. So are you in the house, John? Can you come up and say hello to me and hello?
I am in your house, Dave. Yes. And welcome, everybody. It's nice to be back doing this with one of my favorite people, Dave Russell. We're very excited. And tonight's episode is going to be flipping awesome, regardless of all what we always refer to. We always say janky when, the internet's going bad. So regardless of all of that, we're going to have a great show for everybody. Good to see you, Dave.
You too, John. I got to tell you, I wish you were in my house.
I know. Maybe I could
figure out what is going on. This is just crazy. I have some of the fastest internet available from AT&T fiber, and then tonight it decides to go batty. We've got a storm out there, so I don't know. Anyway, so far so good. So anyway, I've got tonight is all about the musicians of SAK. Now, in SAK's storied history of 27 long years, we've had so many wonderful musicians come through the doors, and we just have a sampling of them with us here today. So we'll get those people on in just a couple of moments, but we do have some announcements, etc. Once again, this is kind of how we're keeping it alive and keeping it going. So your donations are always welcome. If you go to our site, sak.com, and there's a little box, you'll see a little box in there. I don't know if you can see that, John, to bring that up in the banners, the little purple box there. There's a button that says donate, and also there's a button for you to be able to buy tickets. You can actually buy a ticket for a future show, which will help keep us in business as well. There it is. So you'll see if you go to sak.com, you'll see kind of that box, and there's a couple of buttons there. I encourage you to push the button to buy a ticket for the future. That's the best one to plug so that you can get a ticket to come to a SAK show in the future. It's a little gift certificate, a little gift card, and you can buy one or several. So it's like one card per ticket, and those could be your future tickets. You can use them right now or at a future time when things open up a little more. So thank you for that, John. Also, we're doing some fun things with the show, and one of them that we always ask about is the share. We ask people if they will for sure share this, especially if you're watching this on Facebook. If you could just click the share button. I don't even know exactly where it is, but I know it's there somewhere. Click the share button and let people know that you are watching the show. If you're on YouTube Live, we're also on the YouTube Live channel as well. Again, share that. If you have Instagram, if you can let people know there. And I'm giving away a nice prize. There is an if, but I've got a $10 Starbucks gift card for one of our random sharers today. But it's got to be, if we get 20 people sharing this broadcast when the broadcast is on, if you're one of those 20 people or more, I will do a drawing for a $10 Starbucks gift card. So I encourage you, go ahead and share that. We got our comment lines going there. I'm going to just check and see if the comments, I see some people in there and around, some of our old favorites. Adam is there, Robbie Pygott, wonderful. SAK Comedy Lab is there. When SAK Comedy Lab is with us, we never know who exactly it is. So if you're the SAK Comedy Lab, if you're that, tell us who you are, unless you're trying to be incognito. And I see John Valinas has something going on there as well. Did actually come the actual SAK? No. Yes, it's always an imposter SAK. We never know exactly who it is. Okay, so one of the things we do is play a game here. It's called the Hacky Sacky. And this is a fun game that we play just on this show. If you remember, the Hacky Sacky it's like Ink Pink or Inky Pinky. I give you a clue, and the answer is going to be 2 rhyming words of the same number of syllables. So if it's like 1 syllable words, it would be like Ink Pink or Inky Pinky. They might be 2 syllable words. I've got 2 syllable words here for this first one that I'm going to put up here. Let me see if I can find the banner on this. John, if you can find the banner for Hacky Sacky number 1. This is Hacky Sacky number 1. This is the clue for Hacky Sacky number 1. Angels leaders preferred modes. And this is it's not a hackety sackety. Sorry, I should have changed it. It's a hacky sacky. 2 syllable words. It's a hacky sacky. Angels leaders preferred modes. Or angels leaders preferred modes. Maybe that's how it should be said. I know that Robbie Pygot is in the house. He's very good at this game. I'm going to see if anybody else can play this game, or if we can actually make it so that it stumps Robbie Pygot. So we'll try that as well. All right, I think it's time for us to. Oh boy, that's not a. I hope that's not a guess. But Robbie Pygot is raring to go. Musicians have really made the stage at SAK. We have found and utilized and have played with some of the best improv musicians, in my opinion, in the world, in the country for sure. And a lot of times, if an improv house or improv theater is able to find a single successful and very good improvising musician, they're so grateful. But we have so many, and I have a bunch of them here. I think I have like 6 or 7 who are here today. And then through the course of our show here, we're also going to try to remember all the names of all those other musicians as well. So if you are in the comment list and we haven't named one by the end of the show, you can go ahead and throw in your favorites as well, so we can make sure we get all of our wonderful musicians mentioned, as well as the ones that are going to come here. And hopefully I've asked everybody if they could be by one of their keyboards, be by a keyboard. So hopefully we'll have some music playing here. So, okay, let's get them to the stage one by one. This is in no particular order, just kind of how I'm trying to go somewhat chronologically, if I can remember. But I do remember like our first musician. Some of you met him on an earlier episode when he visited via phone, but his name is Keith Kobe, but he goes by the name of Satch, which is a great musician pianist name. So let's welcome to the floor here. This is Satch, Keith Kobe. Hi, Satch. How are you?
Hey, it's great to be here.
Good. So that's good. I just want to make sure we get a little bit of sound to make sure we can see you. Next up, we have coming in. We hopefully get some room on the screen here. We're going to get a bunch. We're going to fill up the screen. His name is Bill Larkin, and Bill Larkin has a great story. Many great stories. Hello, Bill.
Oh, hi, Dave. I didn't hear you come in. Hello.
That's all. You came in. All right, and that's all we need from you for right now. I'm going to bring everybody in Brady Bunch style here. So also, let's see. I think Anthony Riley is in the house. Anthony Riley is another one of our early on musicians, pianists. Hello, Anthony.
Hello.
Good. We can hear you. Going to move on now to a gentleman who was with us through several of the iterations of SAK. Even when the House Full of Honkies went out to California. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about that, but was a staple there at SAK for many years and now lives in, I think if I remember, it's Portland. I hope I get that right. I keep asking you, Johan, but I get it wrong. Johan Wagner. Johan, hello.
It is Portland, yeah.
And so great to see you, Johan, all the way from the Portland. It's 3 hours earlier for Johan, so he'll be able to have dinner after our show, where the rest of us will just have to be scavenging in our fridge for leftovers. I'm going to bring another gentleman to the stage. His name is Steve Merritt. Is Steve Merritt in the house? Hello, Steve. Extraordinaire. All these guys have great stories, but we'll get into the stories in a little bit when we get them onto the stage. I'm going to also bring to the stage Mr. Jim Reinhardt. He is not anymore, but he's. Hi, Jim.
Hey guys.
You all found musical instruments. This is so great. And our last one, I think it might be our more recent one, but he and Jim, I think you guys started about the same time, but he's got some special news because he just recently was born a baby. He and his wife just had a baby. Probably his name is Dave Gibbs. So say hello to Dave. How are you, Dave? Oh, he's a little quiet there. Did you get a hello from you?
Hi, everybody.
There you go. Good. He's just giving us a little bit of musical interlude there. So as you can see, I don't know if you guys are able to see the comments, but everybody's saying hi into a lot of different people. So everybody remembers people from different times, different ways, different areas. I can see I've frozen up. So I'm going to try this.
Somebody talk quick.
Whoa.
Oh,
sorry. I gotta
Dave.
when I do that. This one doesn't. Can you guys hear me now?
yes.
Yes.
We can.
Well, this one. See, I don't have my green screen anymore, so the match.
Well, no, it is green.
If,
Yeah.
It is
if
green.
my camera goes back on the other one, I
Sort of
might
a
go back to
beige.
that. So, John, bring me up again. If that
No, the
goes
other
up,
one,
just let me
the-
know. I see. I might be moving there. All
Yay!
right, I'm gonna take this other.
Oh, what could
Back
possibly
here.
go wrong here?
So,
Dave Russell's are there.
oh my gosh, I
Dave
can't
Russell?
believe this actually might work. I gotta take this. I'm gonna have to take this off of. Can I hear you guys again?
Yes.
I don't know. I
Sure.
probably.
I can.
Yeah.
So I'm going to nod here. So, hey, you know what? Let us start. I just want to start with everybody. I want you to just tell us who you are. Am I Jumpy Janky?
No. I
Morgan.
was making fun of you being jumpy.
Yeah. My wife Morgan's in the house. She's somewhere in the house. I'm going to be so pissed if
Oh,
she
that's
has
my
a
mom. My mom just said hi. My mom's watching all the way from Montana.
Your mom from Montana. Wonderful.
Yeah, but Morgan.
Good. Oh, somebody said Jesus thesis. That is not right. And Morgan is somewhere in the house. She seems to have a better connection than I do, so I'm a little bit jealous of my wife. I want you guys to introduce yourself. Just say again. Just remind us of your name and tell us what your years were at the SAK Comedy Lab. And if you were like 2 different times, let us know kind of what the year span was. So let's start with you, Satch. What do we remember your years at SAK, if you can remember?
Yeah, I started in '91 when the lab was down on Church Street and went into almost to 2000. I think I was the first person that played at theater sports. Also, Claire asked me to be in your play called Las Vegas Hospital at
Yeah.
that time. And then I moved to Texas, moved back here in 2006. So there was a gap in there, but originally from 91.
Yay! Well, that's wonderful. I see that Claire is actually. I saw her on the comments. So Claire is actually listening. So Claire, yeah, hello to
Claire.
Keith there. I hope that's not me doing all that. So let's go to Bill Larkin. What were your years of service, Mr. Bill?
Well, I was, as far as I remember, I began in '92. I remember that Sanch and Anthony were already there when I started. And I went till '96 until I traveled with the Honkies to Los Angeles. And so that was my tenure. I know I've been in Chicago now for 18 years. But yeah, it was '92 to '96.
Wonderful. All right, let's move along and talk to. It says Ant. So Anthony Riley with you have a SAK logo hat there.
What?
No, I was just saying the logo is on your head. Yeah, you go ahead now.
I was back there in '92, and then I played up until when Bill came along, and then I left for a little while, and I came back, and I followed Jim at Amelia, and then I left for a while, and then I came back, and then I still play downtown.
Wonderful. Very good. All right, let's go to Dave Gibbs on the bottom row there. Hello, sir.
Howdy. Started, I guess it was 2002, 2003, and played a while at Amelia, and then the move happened, and I kept doing stuff with SAK, stayed connected, and I still show up here and there and do corporate stuff. I'm still in the game, so been a long time.
Yes, indeed. Well, we're gonna talk about some of the corporate stuff that you help with. There's a couple of you who have worked on our corporate side, and so we'll get into that a little bit because it's very exciting and interesting. Let's go to Jimbo. Hello, Jimbo.
Hey, Dave. So yeah, I was kind of the same time as Gibbs. I left Orlando in 2009, so I didn't play with SAK after that. But I was always in the Amelia space, and I think I played maybe one show in the new space. So it's probably 2001, 2002, through 2008 or so.
Very good. All right. And who do we got? People have moved around. So, Johan, how about you?
I think I started around 94-ish and went through like 2002, 2003.
Very good. And people have moved around on the screen there. So did I miss anybody? Who did it? I got Satch, Bill, we heard from Stephen Merritt. I think you're.
Actually, I wrote down the exact day I first played at SAK, and it was Thursday, September 20th, 2007.
Wow.
Until now, but not right now, because
Right.
But yeah. So with a few breaks in there in between when I go to do a national tour or go play in Alaska, stuff like that. So, but I wrote down the exact date, September the 20th, 2007.
That is great that you have an exact date. That is wonderful. So just a tech note for everybody. As you can see, sometimes we're working with these different almost little squares. So you make sure you get yourself centered a little bit. And Jim, you're just in the frame, so you're good now. But make sure you kind of try to keep yourself a little more centered as we go along there. And then also, this is a note for the background for John Valinas. I heard you say turn my phone sound down. I've turned it down as low as I can, but I can still hear it echoing. I can't get it to go mute. I'm not exactly sure how to do that while everything's working. But Anthony, this is not the time to check your beard there. Actually, let's spend this time to play. We're going to do a little game here, a little song. So this is a little. I need somebody to give me a kind of a game showy tune here while I play this little intro. Bill, can you give me like a game show intro here, just on your piano there? And that's right. It's time for Play That Tune. Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome. It's $5.
All right.
Wow, rates have gone up.
I think I got to bring myself back on the other one. Am I working on this side now? Oh dear, this is all wet.
The two sides.
You can hear you.
The other Dave Russell.
The
evil Dave Russell.
If you can hear me on the iPhone, we'll go with it. Hey,
It's like that Star Trek episode with the evil Spock.
This is called Play That Tune. Play That Tune. So what we're going to do for Play That Tune is I've got a familiar song. You guys are going to bid on the fewest number of notes you think it might take you to figure out what that song is, and then you're going to play it. Once you know what it is, you're going to play it. So we're going to start the bidding at 20 notes. If anybody thinks they can do it in less than 20 notes, you can let's start the bidding now and see who might go lower. Who thinks they could do
20 notes?
You think you can do the 20 notes?
I could do 15.
Who's got that? You got 15, Jim?
Sure.
All right, Jim's at 15 notes. Who?
10.
Oh, we got a 10 note. Somebody thinks they can do it in 10 notes. Who else? Who said 8? Satch could do it in 8 notes. What else we got?
15.
That 8 is going once. 8 is going twice.
I can do it.
All right. I'll do
6.
7. I'll do 7.
Oh, we had a 7, but we already have a 6.
I got a 6.
So Jim is with 6. So that is going once.
So how does this work?
I'm gonna play 6 notes of this song, and then you're gonna have to figure it out and play it. Are you up for this?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody going? I'm gonna go once. Anybody else lower than 6? Gonna go twice. And it's sold for 6 notes. Now, again, I'm not sure if my tech is going to work on this, so I'm going to just try to play 6 notes of this song, and we'll see if you can get this. All right, here we go. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah! 6 notes was one lot. Keep going. Yeah, keep going. We want to hear the whole Hey Jude there. Yeah. All right.
Nice.
Oh, no. Hold on 1 second.
Everybody.
Right back. Can I get some help up here?
Why is John here? What?
I'm here because Dave is so frozen.
Oh, okay. Hey,
And he
John.
wanted you to
that way.
play the entirety of Hey Jude to cover up while he resets. Here's Dave in fast motion. I'll see if he goes back to
Okay.
This is crazy. I've never had anything so crazy. So this is what it's going to be, guys. I'm going to be in and out. My iPhone. I'm frozen on my iPhone when I try to go to that. So very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you,
The
Jim
more Dave's, the
Reinhardt.
better.
The more Dave, the better. Let's talk a little bit about to get some stories going, so that if I freeze up and I go out again, anybody can just pop in and start telling stories or ask each other stories. Let's talk about what is some of your fondest memories, like fun memories that you might have. Just raise your hand and I'll call on you and we'll bring you to the front screen. So who's got something they would like to share, like fondest memories? And it doesn't have to be the one and only. It could be if you have several. We'll talk about. Let's start with Jim. Yeah, Jim.
I have two that come to mind, but I'll only talk about one, and that was when I did Foreplay, the improvised musical that was conceived by David Charles, our favorite Kiwi. And it was just a fun experience with 4 improvisers all doing a full musical improvise. And that was just a great time. And just in general, SAK and the wonderful people you meet. But that was a very fond memory. My son still has the Foreplay T-shirt, which is literally in shreds, but it's what he sleeps in. So.
Very nice. All right. Who else? Cool. I don't know if my voice is going, but I'm there. Who else has a story?
Well, I could tell a story, I guess.
Go.
Okay. Yeah. One of my favorites was when there's a SAK game called Fish Out of Water. Did any of the other musicians do Fish Out of Water?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
and last day.
This particular one was on Halloween a few years ago. And for Fish Out of Water, they brought me up on stage, and the actors were doing their hands through the 2 other people's hands, and they were beauticians, and they were giving me a makeover. And the climax of the thing, they actually took out razors, and without being able to see my head, they shaved my head on stage.
What?
The hair off of my head on stage. And
wow.
Yeah, and as you can see, it's never grown back.
It's permanent injury.
Yes. So
permanent injury. All right. Any more questions or any more thoughts on that? I have another question to throw at you. But Dave, you look like you got something to say.
I had a story. We were, I think it was an anniversary show, and they were doing a tag team monologue or scene or something, and there was 3 of us musicians there that night.
Yeah.
And me, I was Anthony, me, and Jim, I think.
Yep.
And we tag teamed the music during the scene where I'd be playing, and I'd go over here, and the other guy would sneak in over here, and we would mix hands. One guy had the left hand, one hand had the right hand, and then we would mix it, and then the next guy would come in, and we kind of went in this circle for the whole scene. It was
awesome.
Fantastic.
I forgot about that. That was fantastic.
We showed those actors that night how it's done.
No, Anthony had reminded me of a story like that. Was that the same story, Anthony, or were you talking about a different one?
No, that was the same story. We had 4 hands on the piano, and we rolled everybody around, and we drew attention. We stole the thing. We did.
Yeah. As you should have. That's great. And I remember Anthony telling me, which I thought was great. He said when they started the scene, there were 3 broke keys on the keyboard. And then Anthony, what did you tell me about that?
Yeah, that piano had problems. Broken. It was an actual piano, a real piano. And I think there was 4 broken strings at the end of that episode.
So good, you guys broke a string. All right. So, and if you guys have any stories along those lines, just you can keep filling in with those. So don't mind if I kind of change tack or the prompt, because we're just whatever you guys want to talk about. But how about any scary or things that just made you go, "Oh my God"? Do you have any of those moments from SAK, or is just like, I got to get out of here? Or did you ever just bolt or want to? That you can talk about.
I've got one.
Go ahead.
The scariest moment for me was the night I got hired, because you, Dave, had gotten in a fight with the musician in the show, like the 9:30 show, and to the point where like you guys were screaming at each other, and he left the door, and there were expletives, and so then it was like, can anybody play piano? And one of the volunteers was like, oh yeah, John can, and so then I played the 9:30 show after you had just fired somebody.
Oh wow!
Thinking like,
Nice.
thinking if I don't do well, I'm gonna get yelled at by Dave and fired.
And that's how The Apprentice was born.
But that was nobody in this group, right? No, I can't even remember. I don't remember that at all. So that's so funny.
I mean, should I say who? I know what the name was.
You can whisper it. Go ahead, whisper it to me. Yeah, I don't remember.
It was a guy named Peter.
I don't remember this Peter at all. He probably wasn't very.
You yelled at him, man.
That sounds like a euphemism. That's like
I
gotta go see a guy named Peter.
Yes, indeed. Anybody else have any harrowing stories, any nightmarish stories, any crazy things that have happened at the SAK Comedy Lab while you've been playing? Yes, Mrs. Steve.
Well, back to September the 20th, 2007. I was on my way to a gig at the Citrus Club, which is very near the current place. And I get this phone call, and it's you. And it's you. It's like, hey, Steve, are you doing anything? And what I did at the beginning of this was I already had the flu. I was really sick. Had I not had a gig at the Citrus Club, I wouldn't have gone at all. But since I was playing a gig for Mary Thompson Hunt at the Citrus Club, and I said, well, I've got this gig. And you said, well, come on over, right over. So I drove right over, and John Hunter met me in the parking garage and waved me into a place. And I ran inside, and it was because you had sold a musical
a slice of life kind of thing.
A slice of life, and you didn't have a musician that night. So I went in, and I was deathly ill from the flu. It probably gave the flu to everybody. And I figured for me it was a one and done. I was helping you out. And I went in and did that. And then a week later, you called me and you asked me if I liked doing it. And I said, well, yeah, I loved it, except that I was deadly sick with the flu. And you said, well, we'd love to have you back sometime. And then you started scheduling me. And that's how I got started in the first place. Was that first night.
Oh, my gosh.
I had no idea what a slice of life was. I had no idea everything. But the cast were so welcoming, and they were also so appreciative that I was there, that it was the best welcome that a guy with the flu could ever have.
Now, did we meet any of you as a musician and rehearse with you and practice before you did your first show?
Well, I met you, but only because you had hired me at Comedy Warehouse.
Comedy Warehouse. That's where we found you. Yeah, yeah.
That's where we initially met. Right. So
let's talk about that. Everybody's origin story, real quick down the line. What were you doing when we met you at SAK, and how did you find SAK, or how did SAK find you, Satch?
Originally, when I was working at Universal, when Universal first opened in 1990, some of the guys that I work with, we did this little comedy review called the Muskmelon Comedy Review. It never went anywhere, but we were just having fun. At one of those shows, Claire came to the show. I didn't know who she was. A week later, I'm at Bally's working out. Claire's there. She comes over and says, would you like to play piano at SAK? So that's actually how it happened, how I got into theater sports and also Las Vegas Hospital.
Nice.
Through Claire.
Bill, how did we find you?
I remember seeing my first theater sports show on a Saturday and seeing all of you, Dano, Joel, Claire, Morgan, everybody. I'm like, oh, these are the funniest people in the world. I want to come every weekend. So I did. That's how I first met Satch. And I can't remember for the life of me if I played piano first at SAK or if I improvised first at SAK, if I had taken classes. But I watched Satch very carefully. I remember his time over at Howl at the Moon, too, watching him do that as well, and with both thinking, oh, I could never do anything like that. And then I think Satch, as well as Anthony, gave me a lot of advice and really pumped me up. But it was so long, 28 years ago. I can't even remember which one was which, but I remember just after those first few shows on the weekends, it's like, I want to stay here and just be a part of this in any way I can.
Wonderful. And again, I don't know if I can be heard here, but there I am. I'm back just when I brought my other self to the screen there. So just want to notice we're going to move on, and Steve will get your origin story next. I do have a pretty good hacky sacky going on there that Robbie Pygott hasn't aced yet. So just to give you a clue, I think it was Robbie Pygott, somebody said Jesus thesis. And so that you're thinking of kind of celestial bound or heavenly bound angels. And I'm thinking about angels that maybe are more centered on the earth. There's a clue for it. So Steve, let's go with let's see, if not Mike, it's not Michael Cycles, Mike's bike. Nope, that was not Michael Cycles. That's good. Again, you're thinking of angelic, heavenly angelics. So they're not those kind. So let's go to, but that's a good one. Mike's bikes or Michael Cycles. Very good. Steve Merritt, what is your origin story?
Well, I had never had done improv music before, and I got a cold call from, I don't know if anybody knows the Brave New Workshop up in Minneapolis, and they were providing talent for Disney Cruise Line, which had just opened up, and I was the 10th person on a list, and they were desperate. Can you be here on Tuesday? This is Friday night. So I flew to Minneapolis, rehearsed with them, and it took them a couple of days to realize that I had absolutely no freaking idea what this was. I mean, I had seen it once in my life. I had no idea what it was, but they were stuck with me at that point. So I went on the ship, did it for 5 months, and then came off the ship and worked a couple of different places. And then I auditioned for you, Dave, at Comedy Warehouse at Walt Disney World, and you hired me. And Robbie Pygott, as a matter of fact, was the guy that I accompanied at that rehearsal. And I'll never forget it. It was him and Mary Thompson Hunt. And I got hired there. And then a year after you hired me there is when you asked me to fill in that one night at SAK Comedy Lab. And been there ever since.
Steve, a whole year had gone by?
I not quite a whole year.
Wow.
You hired me in the summer of 2006, and then you asked me to come into SAK in September of 2007.
Wonderful. Yes. All right. Well, I see a little. This is not rigged or anything. I don't even know where Morgan is in the house. She has a better connection than I, but she's a winner on this one. Your
wife won.
My wife wins this one with Charlie's. Yes. The Angels leader.
What are the odds of that? Yeah.
We gotta talk about that afterwards. We shouldn't do that, but anyway. Right, I'm gonna do one more and then more contest stuff. So, Johan, did you kind of give us your origin story already, or is there more to it? Give us a little more.
Yeah, basically, I was just volunteering, working the door. Big fan of SAK. Really enjoyed the shows. Couldn't afford to go to them.
How did you find us? Like, did you hear about SAK and come to see a show? How did that happen that you actually got connected?
Well, my high school best friend was John Valinas, and he started teching there.
Oh.
And he was like, "Hey, you should come check it out." And so I was just going to the shows to watch.
Okay, that I'm embarrassed to say I didn't know that you and Valinas were besties in high school. That is so wild. I'm just learning that now. All right, so I'm going to go to do a little more contest, and then we'll find a little bit more about these stories here. So, Steve Pernick, Russell's Hustles. That's not a mode of transportation. That's not a mode. So what we're going to do on this one, John, we're going to need the, give me the spinning wheel. I'm going to randomly pick one of you. And actually, if you don't mind, take who won that last, Jim, take Jim off the wheel if you don't. Next time. Because he already, I wasn't going to make you work again. So, is it Johan or Bill? Oh, Bill. Made its way to Bill. Bill is the winner of this. So, Bill, here's your challenge, Bill. This is called. Actually, I got a Bill. First of all, play me a little music here to introduce this in. I'm gonna introduce what this is.
It's the same song as before. I hope that's okay.
That's all right. Yes, Bill Larkin, you get to play Soundscape. So how this works, Bill, is you're going to actually, I hope this will work technically. You're going to just start playing some incidental background or atmosphere music, much like we do in the scenes where you're just kind of playing along with them. And I am going to actually, if I can get my green screen to show, my green screen is going to become some different images. And then what I would just like you to do is just take those images and let them inspire you as you continue along. So just if you can just bring Bill and I up on the screen, that would be great, if that's possible. And then go ahead and start playing. So I'll give you something to I'll give you something pastoral. Yeah, is this? Oh, see, this was such a great idea on paper, but I don't know if this is gonna go here.
Hi, everybody. No, I got you.
All right.
All right.
Bill, I don't know if you can see that background, but I think I'm going to give you a different challenge here. So, Bill, because I look at my background, at least you can hear me. So I'm going to do this sort of. I have in my hand a bunch of time signatures, and so what we're going to do is I'm going to hopefully just pick a time signature. I'll give you a time signature, and then you make up a song in that time signature. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You're able to do that. So now this time signature, I just picked this at random, is 5/4 time. Does that make any sense to you?
Yes, I took many classes with Dave Brubeck, so this should be easy.
Okay, so this is going to be an example of a little tune in 5/4 time. So the stage is yours, Bill. Whatever you'd like to do. And remember, most of us are not musically inclined, so we won't even know.
It's okay. I'm not either.
Hit it, Bill.
Hello, everybody. How are you today? 2, 3, 4, 5. I am fine. Yes, I am. How is everything going today? I hope everyone is well. Where are you? I am okay. Yes, you are okay. I am just fine and hope you are too. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1.
Yeah.
Look how funny Dave found that.
I'm just dumbfounded there, Bill Larkin. I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's what makes me the mediocre bucks.
None of my devices are doing me in the right vein here. So as you can see, my background has changed to what would have been your inspiration, the hot air balloons. That would have been
the
your
balloons. Yes, I just saw.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but we'll work on that later. Now I've lost track of who's gone here. I need origin story from Anthony. I don't think I've got you yet, right?
Right.
Anthony.
Yeah, I was doing the Orlando Theater Project, Wild Oats. I was playing piano on that at Russ Blackwell, and then somebody saw me there and said, "Hey, come down over here." And I walked in, and Will Sarah said, "Do you know what that thing is over there?" And I said, "Well, that's a piano," and I was hired. That was the.
Now, Anthony, do you have a theatrical background, or is your background more musical or?
I'm classically trained, thank you.
Good. So, Andy, I've never seen you like on the stage. Do you act as well? A lot of people do different things. Are you an actor as well?
No. Okay. I played a piano player in many plays.
Okay, so is that what you were in that play that you were talking about? You played a piano.
The balloon scene. I was on the piano. I was on stage the whole play.
All right.
Balloon music, yes.
I can't remember where I left off. Jim, did I get your how do you found SAK or how SAK found you?
No, but that's okay because I don't totally remember that. I'm sure it was really significant, but near as I can figure, I'm pretty sure, and I'm going to get this wrong and I'm going to tick somebody off, but I was playing for a lot of community theater and for theater around the 2000s or so, and I'm going to go out on a limb, and it might be Francie Moon, Lyle and Francie Moon, yes. Who Francie might have said, because I would mess around and do improv stuff, before the show, during the show, during warm-ups, whatever, and I'm wondering if somebody in the theater community said, "Hey, you need to go over to SAK and have fun there, and it was unbelievable, and it was life-changing for me. And so whoever that is, thank you. I might be Lyle and Francie, and if it wasn't, I'm sorry.
I think that's right. It could very well have been because they were involved in the theater world, and you're probably connected up with them. So a lot of different ways to connect with SAK. And I think Dave is the one we need to get your how you found SAK or how SAK found you. And then I think we've covered everybody.
Yeah, well, I used to play in a lot of rock bands and stuff downtown. I used to walk by when it was on Church Street, and I was like, this improv thing, and this looks interesting to me musically. I bet I could do that. A couple years later, I was working with a guy named Chris White, who was Megan White's brother at a retail store, and he told me about it. And I'm like, that's interesting because I've always wondered about that place. Then my next job, I was working at Mars Music with Johan, and he mentioned it to me and said, hey, I play and do this cool thing down there. He's like, you want to come down and check it out so I can quit? And I said, sure. No, I was just kidding. And I said, sure, let me check it out. And so I went down and actually watched a couple shows. I actually took notes, like musically, like what are they doing? Why are they doing this and that? And I saw some of the shtick that he would do with the Linus and stuff during the show and with the actors. And I'm like, I'm in. I can do this. And I started.
Very good.
And then Johan quit.
So,
right on.
Dave,
so
I've
thanks,
got
man. Actually, it's one of the coolest things ever. So
Nice. Dave, play me a little game show music for another round of this. Play me a little game show. Yes, indeed. We're going to play that tune once again, just like you guys have already played before. I've got another tune, and we will start off. This one doesn't use the wheel. This is the bidding. War. John loves his new wheel.
That is a fantastic wheel.
We will get the wheel again. I've got a couple of things. If they can work technically, we'll get the wheel again. All right. So the bidding again is 20 units, 20 notes. Who's going to open this bidding? Something under 20.
20 notes. 20 notes.
You always start with 20. All right. Who else we got? What do we got here? Let's jumpstart this. Yes, Bill. Go ahead.
16.
16. What do you got, Satch?
14.
You can do it in 14 notes. You got
one note. I can do it.
20.
One note.
Wait, 20. What?
No, so you go the other.
Did somebody say one note?
Anthony said one note.
Anthony, you're gonna. Wait, Anthony, are you sipping from there? All right, Anthony, you think you can do this in one?
No.
Oh, what was the last one? We had 14. Who's got lower than 14?
I can do it in 10.
10. Come on, let's get below 10 here. That's still easy. That's half the song.
One note.
All right,
Dave, what do you got?
That's 8. Let's try
You can do it in 8. Anybody below 8?
I'll do 7.
Johan got 7. That's 7 notes. 7 is going once, going twice. That's still a lot of notes. 7. All right, here you go. 7 notes for you, Johan. See if you can get this. Here we go. You think you can figure that one out and give it a play?
Yeah.
Start spreading the news. Now, one of the
key, which is a terrible key.
Yeah, it was in the wrong key.
D.
Oh. I thought we agreed on doing everything in
D is
C.
correct.
I think I might have sent that out on the text that everything's going to be in D. And I saw Anthony trying to play along with you. That is one of the drawbacks of this StreamYard or anything on this internet trying to do things is that if two people are trying to do something, pair it up live, it's like I can't even get my voice out without it. Very good. Very good, Johan. That was yours to play there. All right, very good. Let's just get some more. I think we covered everybody's origin story. I want to know, everybody, some of you still continue to play at SAK today, so we're not going to talk about that. But what else are you doing and where are you doing it? We want to know a little bit about that. So let's start with Bill. You're in Chicago now, isn't that correct?
Yes, sir.
By way of LA, though, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So tell us, when we were with the Honkies, sorry about that. When we were with the Honkies, you came to LA and then you went to Chicago. So tell us because you're doing a lot of great things in Chicago and you even came back here to do the Fringe Festival. Tell us about your playing life now.
It's been fascinating. there's a real, first I should say, a real connection between working at a place like Howl at the Moon, like Satch, and I believe Anthony, and I can't speak for the other players, but playing at these other piano bars where we learn pop music. I know it helps us, especially at our years at SAK there, know all these different genres. And now I kind of did the reverse, where I kind of played at SAK and then did the dueling pianos. I did that in LA and in Chicago. And now, because of our situation, I'm doing live improv musical again. And honestly, it's the first time I've done it in about 20 years. So I was very nervous. But I do a show where I do parody song improv, where I take already existing pop songs and get the audience on Facebook to come up with a parody title and make up a parody song. And it's honestly the years of training at SAK and the years of Howl at the Moon that made it possible for me to even attempt a show like this.
Yeah.
And, so I have SAK so much to thank for me being able to, and despite our situation, we're able to, make the best of a bad situation and do these virtual shows from home, which I'm sure the other gentlemen are dabbling in too. So
yeah, so great
I thank
job.
SAK a lot for that.
Good. So we got your your address down there. I hope that people can write that down. It seems pretty simple. So thank you so much, Bill. And I think everybody is like playing somewhere regularly or semi-regularly, or has been in a band. So that is just so great with our musicians at SAK that you've all got such wonderful and varied music careers. Now, Dave Gibbs, we know that you've been a little busy at home because you just had a baby. Congratulations. Yay.
Yeah, whenever there's a pandemic, I just stay home and procreate.
But you got
to refill the population. You just got to.
You are a wonderful music teacher. Tell us about where you work, and you also do some weekend music gigs, still playing as well.
Oh yeah, I've been in bands my whole life, in and out. Right now, it's on a break, obviously, and I do solo gigs. Just at places, around town. I'll do solo gigs, but my main gig is I've been a course director at Full Sail in music production for almost 17 years now.
Wow!
And, so I teach how to produce music, how to put content together, and that kind of thing. And SAK has absolutely strengthened the way that I teach, what I teach, how to show the students, how to bring certain moods, how to bring certain vibes and genres together, and what they entail. And it's always a new experience every month that I teach a new class. There's new things that creep into my mind, and I remember, and I tell stories about the SAK Theater just about every month, not just from the music point of view, but also from the tech point of view, because many of our students are show production people, so we have to give shout outs to the tech folks up there as improvisers as well, and I tell my students about that as well. So it's
cool.
Really fun. It's constantly growing. I'm constantly telling my students, you learn a new riff, you learn a new style, you learn a new approach to a piece of music, and you keep that. You're constantly learning, and that's the greatest thing I've learned from the SAK Theater, honestly.
Oh, good. You guys are very generous to give kudos to SAK. That wasn't part of the assignment, but I know it is part of the contract you guys signed when we asked you to come on. Thank you for that. All right, I'm going to jump around the screen here. I don't know if everybody sees us all in the same place, so we don't just go down the line. But let's start with Satch, Keith Kobe. So you're always playing somewhere. You used to do a lot of dueling pianos and those kind of things. Are you still doing some of that? I know you're even traveling and training with that, but tell us what you got going on, Satch.
Okay, I'm still doing dueling pianos. About 80% of what I do is dueling around town. It's these days, up until the pandemic, it was at a lot of the resorts. The other 20% of my work is at my studio here at home. Also, I do solo gigs and some band gigs, and you kind of cobble it all together. But mostly it's dueling pianos.
Yeah, wonderful. And so that's a storied career with dueling pianos as well. How many years? That's at least 17 years you've been doing the dueling pianos, or maybe even more, probably over 20. What?
Dueling 26, 27 years.
Oh, that's awesome, Satch. That is so great. Very cool.
Yeah. Howl at the Moon opened in 92.
In 92, right? Yeah,
92.
yeah. Right now, by SAK, it was for a while. So, Johan, you're in Portland. You touched on this a little bit, but tell us a little. You have a studio, and so do you do a lot of stuff remotely, or is this your studio behind you, or is that a green screen look? Is that your studio?
This is my studio. I'm in my studio.
Dude, that's awesome. How did you do that?
Green screen.
Wow. John, that is so cool looking. So tell us, are you kind of remote where you are? Are you, because it looks like beautiful forest outside the windows and looks very craftsman-y. So tell us about your life there.
I'm in Oregon. There's trees everywhere. So, but yeah, we are pretty remote. We live on a lumber farm south of Portland.
Wow.
Cool.
And is it a working lumber farm, or did it used to be a lumber farm? Is it still functioning as that?
I mean, eventually you cut some trees down and you sell them. And yeah. It takes a while.
Eventually it will work when the tree comes out. So that's great. So so people come to you for work. So if we can, by the end, if we do a little plug, let people know how they might get a hold of you because you can do stuff remotely as well. You can help people from anywhere.
Yeah, I've been working on several records, mostly remote collaborative projects. Still happens. It's very different. I mean, a lot of the work in the studio really needs to be in person and in this space that's acoustically designed for that.
Right.
So there's a little bit of downtime right now, but I mean, I have so much to do that it's fine.
Cool. All right, I'm going to jump over to you, Mr. Anthony. I know that you have been in one or more bands. So, are you in a band right now? Do you play on the weekends? I know you have a wonderful job as well that takes up much of your time, and you still travel with us quite a bit. We get you for our not only at the lab but also a lot of our corporate shows, and we're very thankful that we can fit in your schedule to be able to do those as well. But so, tell us about your artistic exploits.
Yeah, I root around with a little jazz combo once a month or so. We still do that, and I'm playing with a group down in Lakeland. It's Swan City Improv. It's another different improv group, and they're trying to make a name. And they're all young guys, and they're doing well. So
nice.
And then doing the Lights Up show. I got to mention Lights Up. That's back. That's a full-blown musical, and it's the hardest thing I've ever done. So.
Right. That's a completely improvised musical show and just a wonderful, directed by David Charles. We'll be up again at SAK sometime. Yes, very, very good. All right, Steve Merritt. Now, you have done a lot of work on cruise ships, and we've lost you for several months in over time when you've been away working on stuff. So tell us, are you, I'm sure that's challenged right now, but what's going on?
Yeah, right now, my two main gigs are either cruise ships, which aren't sailing, or theater gigs, which aren't happening right now. So right now, this is the most music I've played in about 5 months.
We're glad to be a part of that.
But my usual routine for the last few years has been summertime in a resort in Alaska. What is happening with my? Oh, that's a flame light.
Yes, it looked like your light was a flame.
It's a torch. So, okay. But anyway, so I do this gig up in Alaska all summer. So I'm there from April until September, and it never gets dark until September. So it's daylight 24 hours a day, and I'm the MD for a dinner theater there. And then during the rest of the year, I do either a national tour somewhere, like I've done 3 national tours as keyboard player and music director, or I do theater gigs. Like I recently did a theater gig up in Eustis, and I actually did it as an actor who plays the piano. And they liked it so well that they gave me a little trophy for best actor for the year. So, and I got best director too. That's the other trophy. So I got two trophies. So anyway, so
very good.
I do theater. During the times that I'm not doing that, and then whenever. Right now, I'm still on your bench, but I live in Melbourne, so they called me if they don't have anybody else that can play, just because the distance is so far. Not because I don't want to play. I'd love to play every night. That's my favorite gig. But So I'm still on the bench, and I'll be back on pretty sure soon.
Good. We look forward to seeing you. And I think you missed the brunt of Isaias.
Yeah,
so that was good.
Storm did absolutely nothing. 20 mile an hour gusts here.
All right. Raise your hand. Who have I not talked to on this yet? Who's you got going? Jim, is that the last one? So, well, I thought I had a couple of them. Jim, tell us about you. You have moved away as well. Are you in Ohio? Or where
I did. I'm in Indiana, which is just like Ohio, but less. And yeah, I moved up here actually after playing for SAK and doing a bunch of stuff in Orlando. I came up here and got a doctorate in theory and composition, and ever since then I have been teaching. I've been on faculty at Ball State University in Muncie, Indiana, which is not far from Chicago, so I should go visit. So I teach music, and this year I'm actually going to be doing half in the Department of Music and half in the Department of Theater, where I'm getting back into that and playing for them and playing for voice students. So I've really missed that. And, when I was doing SAK, I was doing theater all the time in Eustis and Claremont and whatever. So it's nice to get back to that. But yeah, so I don't do the SAK thing anymore, and I miss it. Gosh darn it.
Oh, well, we miss you as well. Yes, indeed. Very much. All right. So that's great to know that as well. So I think we've covered everybody there, and our time is coming to a close. But I do want to do one more thing before we go. My gosh, Anthony, you got all kind of stuff there.
The accordion, baby.
No, I'm going to play the little promo for this next. Hold on to that. That might come in handy. So.
Nice video, John.
This is piano battle time. So I'm going to give each of you 30 seconds. You're each going to get a 30-second time that you can just, you have that 30 seconds just to play something, whatever you want, kind of show off and have some fun at your keyboard as we round this out today. All right? Sound good to everybody?
Yeah.
John, bring up that wheel. Let's see who's going to go first. I think we got to use that wheel once or twice more. John, are you able to bring that wheel up for us? Is John? I know John. Yeah, go ahead and give us I think we got everybody on the. Go ahead, and give us. Good, thank you. Whoever's playing that, that's great.
Oh.
All right, so it starts with Jim. Yay, Jim. Go ahead.
How long? 30 seconds?
Up to 30 seconds.
How long has it been now?
That's great. Just Yay!
There we go.
That's Jim Reinhardt, ladies and gentlemen. Give that wheel another spin, Mr. John. We got Jim. You can take Jim off the wheel when you're done. We hope we don't get Jim again.
No.
Very good. It's Mr. Bill. So, John, if you can, take that off of full screen so you can remove Bill and Jim from that. And all right, Bill, it's yours. You got 30 seconds and hit it.
Wait.
You have 20 seconds.
Wait.
You have 30 seconds.
Wait.
5.
Wait.
4,
Wait.
5.
One more. 5 seconds. Yeah. Under the wire. All right, let's begin again, John. And see, yeah, I think hopefully he's taking those guys off of that there. So now we're going to go for it is Steve. What you got, Mr. Steve? Go ahead, Steve. You're there. Go ahead. It's yours, Steve. Go.
That was me doing that. But now I can't think of anything we'll play.
5 seconds left. All right. Yeah, Mr. Steve. Good job. Thank you, Steve. Roll that, spin that wheel again. I hope Dave's internet does. Very good. And we've got David. No, David, you got to leave. It's Satch. Satch, give us a piece of fun music here. Uh-oh. Is that just me or did we lose him?
He killed it.
Oh, here we go.
There he is.
Yeah. All right. I don't know how Satch did that in and out, but that was beautiful. Who we got next? Coming up, Satch has played. It's Dave's internet. Oh, no. All right, so Dave's internet. Oh, spin again. Yes, indeed. I got nothing. I did have something, so if I had Anthony, what are you going to play, Mr. Anthony?
The accordion.
Yay!
Go ahead. Yes, that was. If I saw that was Whip It from the
Cheating, but fine.
Yeah, very good. It's down to Johan and David. Who's going to go first, Johan or David?
Two-name
It's
wheel.
going to be Johan, and then we'll take it home with Dave Gibbs. All right, Mr. Johan, what you got? Nice. Yeah. Very nice. 5 seconds left. Yes, very nice. That's more Devo. I love it. That's great. Yes, yes. All right, and Mr. Gibbs, you're going to take us home, and then I'll close our show out here. So go ahead. You have the floor, Mr. Gibbs.
Spin the wheel. Good.
You got to spin it first. Oh my gosh, it's Dave Gibbs. Go, Dave. Five seconds left. Oh, nice. Thank you. I'm going to give you all a nice round of applause. Thank you for the awesome wheel spinning, John Believe. Guys, thank you so much. That was such a quick hour. We've even gone over a couple of minutes. Thank you guys so much. Would love to maybe at some point continue and get you guys back on again to play more, get the tech stuff worked out because I had more fun content, so there's more fun games we can play next time around there. So I got to look at my notes here. Thank you all for being here. Next week is going to be another show, SAK Bak Traks. This is actually going to be going back in time a little bit when the original troop members of SAK came to work at Epcot. They were still doing a lot of festivals, so they had to hire more actors to go out and be their road troops. So they actually had two troops, Troop A and Troop B, and those are going to be my guests next week to get Troop A and Troop B back in here so that hopefully I hope you guys can at least still hear me while this is still going on. And I didn't even see my my other self coming in there. So anyway, so next week is going to be another great show. Thank you guys for being here. We have more shows coming up. John, I don't know if you can hear me or just pop up those shows with what's coming up in other weeks. If we have, I don't even think we have anything coming up. The schedule is quite hairy. John, tell us a little bit about that.
We have shows just about every night, and there's a bunch of good ones. I don't know them all by heart. I know we have game night with Jay on Saturday. I think we've got Brett doing stuff. We've got Emily on Mondays. We have a brand new show, Tell Me Something Good. I'm pretty sure that's going to be Sundays. So lots of really, really great stuff. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, John. If you can still hear me, I'll just close out while we can still hear me. And that worked. Actually, my internet was back and forth much more than I could actually thought that it would be. So that's great. If you want to see more of these SAK shows, just go to sak.com/live. That would be a great shortcut for you to get right to our Facebook Live page. You can actually see all the upcoming shows and all the past shows if you want to watch a replay of this or any other show. So that's the long way to do it through Facebook, but you can also just do sak.com/live is a great way to get in there, and that'll take you to our Facebook page, and you can help navigate. Can you bring everybody back on for a nice big wave? We can all wave together, and then John's going to roll the credits. Let's see if we can get everybody back on the line here if they're not already gone. Stick around, guys. After the show, we're all going to chat in the green room here. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I might have lost somebody already, but thank you all for being here. James Newport says, "Yo,
James Newport."
Yeah,
James.
thank you to all the wonderful SAK people who have enjoyed and watched the show and supported us again. Who did we lose there? Anybody tell me who's the one that we lost there? Dave David's gone to serve that baby and feed the baby. It's David. Of course. That's our show. Thank you, John Valinas. Thank you, Bill Larkin, Jim, Johan, Anthony, Satch Keith Goby, Steve, and of course Dave Gibbs. Good night, everybody. Have a great evening. Thank you for